Hello YouTube, I'm gonna do what no one thought could be done. I'm gonna tin a kurosaki senko, or tin and tin. I'm really feeling this shoulder, basically here. It's a real transition. It's hard to see if you, but it's like a tiny bump there. So I'm gonna try this area, moving steel here. I think it's hollow, so I may mess up and scratch it. I don't care. I use my knives as tools. I don't care if this gets scratched. It's I need performance and not beauty. I'm using my old professional 1000 and getting the Magnus one standby. Just checking if it's flat. I'm doing basically behind the edge work. You need flat, or else every, how do I say, not flat area here will go into the knife. So just a bunch of squiggly lines. Just basically putting it away so I don't drop it. That's a Toma 148. I'm just doing this over the sink. And this hasn't been used in long. I'm gonna show you. You'll see why I do it. Not flat here, that's lower. Not flat here, that's lower. Well, I'm not talking much. I'm very close turning on monetization, or being able to have club members on my channel. That makes basically everything if I can turn on income, everything I'm earning on this is gonna go back into the channel. So I hope I can earn some money on YouTube buying more knives and stones that way. Really rounding the corners. Trust me, you don't want to dig a corner. That's the worst thing you can do when thinning or reprofiling. Is this sacrilegious? It's got a tiny stripe here, which is maybe 1/50th of a millimeter lower, or 1/10. I don't care. It's basically looks like I've drawn a line on the edge there. The edges is lower. That's good. This knife is blazingly sharp. I'm not gonna do an edge. I don't need to if I don't mess it up, but it's got a extremely good edge from the Jaina. The problem I see this with this and the Matsubara, or problem, it's Japanese wabi-sabi, is here of the knives from here and back is a lot thicker than this part, and I mean a lot. This part is nearly half as thin as this part. So we need to even those out. And thinning a kurosaki for many is like sacrilegious. I don't care. I'm gonna put it flat, feeling it. Just checking, does it rock? Is it even? Just checking now, basically, is it bent anywhere? forgot. I couldn't figure why it was so dark. Let me adjust this. Sometimes the overhead bright spot really helps. Just checking so it hasn't. If it's bent, you need to bend and fix that before the tiny part, literally doing supporting there and pressing down with my thumb. It's enough. Look, I'm gonna show you. It sucks to the stone. Look, and there it goes. Again, look, not touching, and it goes. So it's either slight hollow. Can you see? I'm letting go. So, yep, there it's good. Hello guys, I don't care about looks. It's all about performance. So let's go. It's gonna turn out probably ugly. I don't care. This is about testing steel. Where I'm putting pressure now is extremely important. Don't be here, be here. I'm using no pressure. I want to remove the shoulder. Putting pressure on the shoulder and slightly rocking. And this is hard because it's wanting to get stuck. I have no clue how much I need to do. It's severely sticking, like severely. Let's check. Yep, it's hollow. I'm hitting the hollow part. So this will take some time. It will be a work in progress. Do I care? No. This is basically like a oshi or urasuki. There you can see some unevenness. I'm hitting there. Not there, can you see? The different low spots, very even up there. So. And my pressure is very up, near, down by the shoulder line of the shinogi. And I'm putting a tiny bit of pressure at the tip, thinning out that. And then moving my pressure again. We're not doing much here. Just wanting to get rid of that awful bump at the shoulder. Because I can totally feel that. I'm doing some long strokes, basically blending. You will scratch it up, you will ruin the kasumi, but you will discover if the smith has done a good job or not. You can also see where you need to do and where you don't. I'm gonna show you. already removed the bump. Not nearing the edge. That's what I'm looking at. I'll show you. You'll see it's a good bit thicker there, but we're starting to even out here. Yes, I know it doesn't look good. There I need to, you see, huge low spot going from here to here. Then it's very even here. This basically is my way of telling how the knife is made. I need to put a little more spine-ish on the spine there. Back side of the spine. Just come. This is important, clean hands, so I have oiled and waxed the handle, but I don't want it into the handle if I can't. Sorry, I need my glass of water. I forgot it in the living room. I've oiled and waxed the handle. I don't care if this is sacrilege, guys. It's my way of making my knife my own. And in time it will become flatter, and when it's flat I can transform it into a hamaguri. You can see, Magnus, how much slurry my stone is giving off. This also helps me basically not realign, but make sure the edge is straight and true. Again, it's huge, that spot back here. Don't recommend you do this, isolate areas if you don't know what you're doing, guys. You can mess a knife severely up. Trust me. You can, and you probably will. So, yeah, it's a huge low spot. That's probably what I felt when I was at the heel working with the knife. And blending. And I like a knife that shows basically it's been used. To me, a knife is at its most beautiful with its battle scars and sharpening scratches. I'm not getting out that. I can show you. That's severe. Basically very severe. Now, I tried to basically squeeze a little from flat doing this. Still not getting it, then it's not, how do I say, not worth the time. Now you're basically seeing my polish versus that polish. So very close to the edge, so I'm gonna stop there. You see the hollow is where I can't reach, is there, and of course it's here. Let's check the back side or other side. Not really a back side, but feels way less sticky. So way less, you can probably see that too. This feels either flat or even, yeah, it feels completely different. Just getting that tip, I like extremely thin tips. Now it's starting to suck itself onto the stone again. Yes, so I'll show you. Here it's quite different. Not so prevailed. I've done much more on this side, which I started with. Here it's already a different story, so look how uneven. That's the wabi sabi. So it's near flat here. Just ooh-wee. Starting to thin out. Just got something there. And we'll see. Well, guys, it don't take very much. I'm looking at just how close I am to the edge to not shift that. I'm very near zero grounding it on this side. On this side I am, yeah, it's uneven. People saying you need to take out equal amounts. No, you need to make it equal. That means sometimes leaving one area alone and focusing on another area. Like it's, yeah. The most important thing is the cladding steel stays in the middle. Minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. These scratches also help basically remove the stickiness. Food got basically sucked onto this. So hoping over time this will help a little. I'm gonna show you how drastically different those sides are. Look, this side I ground more on. That big hollow, it's starting to flat out there. So yeah. Let's change sides and see if we can just power through it. starting to get there. Just gonna check. Not burring, I'm pretty sure of that yet. Yep. Let's try the Magnus one, which I know is flat because I use this much more. Let's see if there's any difference. It was a different size. Did you see that? Just drying and putting it away so I don't forget it or drop it, God forbid. Again, this I know is flat, the one from Magnus. Let's see, just got some dust on it. This side is near flat, so let's focus on this. Yeah, I feel completely different. Much harder stone. Need to be careful because if this goes sideways, I'm losing a finger, basically. I'm lifting a little to thin out the tip and Beria, doing this with my elbow, basically a little bit. Not much, but just a tiny bit. They're so near flat. I'm actually gonna do it on the 300. There's no point to dilly-dally. We're so close. My pressure is much more at the shoulder than it is at the edge. So this is how you make a knife your own, basically, and turn a laser into a freaking laser. This is gonna be world class when I'm done with it. Literally outperforming Tetsujin and Myojins. And the best of the best. It's all about pressure and where you put it there. Don't do this if you're a novice. If you don't have pressure control, even I will mess up a good bit there. But you see the hollow is vanishing. I'm gonna do it. It got a fantastic edge. Just so if we reach 0, I'm not cutting myself. Does it need it the most here? This means I can give it a shine too when that time comes. Pretty close. There's a hollow here. You can see it. And basically use sandpaper, but why? Check the Tsushima is moving up. Just for fun, even though I cut off the edge, gonna see since it's crazy thin. Just so I cut off the edge. Nope, so it won't cut. I can make it cut, even though it's thin. And I'll see, starting to get there. I'm just gonna turn on some light so I can see. There. You can see. So. I'm using 400 or 500 grams ish on top of here, and this is just pushing back and forth. It's important to keep these fingers high and not by the edge. It's not the edge you want ground down. It's the hollow. So keep your fingers high, keep your pressure where you need it. Tuning out the heel because I used the entire blade. Yes, this is crazy thinning kurosaki, but you all know me. The edge. Yeah, that's basically turning into a zero round. Extremely close to the edge. They're still not completely flat. Look. Could have started here, but I didn't know if I was gonna go hams or not. But let's go ham. Now I'm using a much bigger area of the blade just so it's even and even out if I'm making highs and lows. Oops, I nearly cut myself. If you got experience like I have, don't be afraid of reprofiling knives. Yes, you may hurt the aesthetics, but you're making a knife truly yours. Damn, it's deeper than I thought. And my bird, I'm not far from it. I think I actually am. Let's take a little more of the apex to be safe. Why won't that tiny part go out? Yeah, I'm just leaving that part in. I can't reach it. And I'm afraid if I go any further, it will damage the edge. So you can see it there. It will work itself out over time, so I moved the shinogi up, especially here. I need to touch a little there. Just got some severely scratches up there. There. Again, keeping my pressure on the back part here on the shoulder is so key to not take off too much at the edge. And with a belt grinder you would already be done. But one mistake and you're fucked. Checking again the spine here, you can see how even I made that. Thin the tip. Here it's actually Don't want to hit the kanji. Little back there. A little more in the mid part where it's really dug out. Yeah, it's a huge one there, which I can't reach. So, can you see it there? I've reached the most edge. And trust me, that tip. Woohoo! Weirding is here, it's way from the edge on that side, weirdly enough, can you see? On that side it's near hitting, so yeah, again, it's the wabi-sabi. They are uneven from Japan, very uneven. The wheels are uneven. This was more uneven than I thought, so I need to be really careful. Just inspecting. I need to get that part. Again, don't isolate a knife area if you really don't know what you're doing. I'm no expert, but I have been sharpening for 20 years. I'm very confident in what I'm doing, in my skills. If you aren't, don't do this. You can ruin a knife. I've reground entire knives by hand on stones before, so I'm very confident. Starting to get there. Yeah, there and there. It slopes heavily down here. That's probably why when I sharpened I felt the edge wasn't very good here, and I see why now. So that's why I'm saying real problems don't show up until you do a thorough sharpening. If I'm putting more pressure towards the edge, just seeing whether it's straighten out. Oops. Be really careful so you don't grind away your fingers here. Trust me, it will suck. Just changing the scratch pattern here on the wheel, because that looked a little rough. Looking basically on the top part of the Tsushima while I'm doing this, while also turning towards the edge. This side is done. The other side. Probably calling done also. I can't blend in the scratches, but it's how do I say it? It's needs to be a work in progress. That's how you should treat knives, especially when there's faults. if you want to grind them out, you're also probably gonna waste half a millimeter of edge length, which isn't something I'm very keen on. Or I meant blade height, basically this way, the height here. You can see how much better it glides now, because you're getting out those pockets or bad spots. It's insane how good the cladding is on this, because we're starting to get a focus zoom just by that. Except the hollow part, I'm tempted to just do it all, but it will be proof that it's time. Look, that's a 1000 finish. It's pretty damn nice. And when I go higher, it will pop those scratches. So let's try the deep scratch there, and I got the entire wheel there. This is dug into the spine here. Can you see the back part? Look at that. That isn't me. Oh yeah, Wabi Masabi. Going ultra light, just utilizing the stone, halving the pressure. So hold on to that tip also. Tip is severely damaged. I noticed it was rounded from factory, but it's also a little skewed. There. Show you where we're at the process. Look, actually looks pretty nice if you see the cladding. The cladding has moved up a significant amount. I'm first putting scratches this way. With pretty light pressure. Then going one other way. That's to me, the best way. Careful not to hit your gorgeous wall handles into the stone. I think this is really gonna pop in the Katsumi, but if I can't reach it all, I can't be bothered, because if I take out the hollow, I need to also take down the edge that might screw it a little. Here too, it's been basically when doing this, he's done a little this on the wheel, which I can see. And that's why I love sharpening, because you can see all the errors from the so-called experts. You can see it on that side, not as much, but here, get a clean towel. You can really see it. Can you see that back part here? There. Starting to get along. Not reaching it all. The edge is severely, yeah, bad here. Dips hugely down. Let's just do what I can on the other side. I know I sharpened the wrong side, but I wanted to do that a little more, just seeing basically. There's a very light pressure here. It's too bad I can't get that part, or else, and that part at the heel, and that part, or else it will look freaking sick. But you can't grind out the low spots when it's that much. It will ruin the knife. You just need to live with how bad the quality of the Japanese are. That's how Japanese are. They couldn't care less, because they do it like the old ways and not the modern ways. So the wheels are basically flattened with chisels, and yeah, it looks semi-decent. You can see that huge ass low spot. He has probably done this, not doing this when doing. Yes, I don't need the reel, and that concentrates the pressure. In the edge. And yes, I'm at 17, 18. It needs that to be able to support the edge. No pressure at all. Basically having my edges, no fingers touching the stone almost. This takes time. Do I got power? Just to check that. Yep, 77. Am I already at the burr? I think I am. That's thin. And literally no pressure. Literally this. This is just to keep this even. I'm using just the weight of the knife, so imagine that is 150, 200 grams. That's the pressure I'm putting. You can't put pressure on thin stuff. Or you can, but then you're stupid and you don't understand anything about edges. People will say you need to put pressure on sharpening. I don't care if you're world renowned, you don't understand knives if you're saying that, to put pressure on edge while sharpening on thin blades. You're doing this with the edge, bending it back and forth, creating metal fatigue. There's the low spot which I'm talking about on the other side. I can't reach the edge there because it dips. Fuck. Literally fuck. You can also see it. Can you see down here? It's a complete different story. It's basically either warped. This is dangerous as fuck. Just putting a few hundred grams into it because I got a burr entire other place. Then I can see it too into the swarf. That's what I'm saying with Japanese made knives. They aren't using flat stuff when they produce it, so makes your fuck. Think I got into it, basically manipulating it, but it's so far from ideal the way I did it. That won't go out until I'm a millimeter to up the edge. Japanese craftsmanship doesn't exist anymore in most makers. Like, people think this is a kurosaki. It isn't. It's his name, but it's lots of apprentices that makes this on a stamped blade. I highly doubt he has even touched this blade. That's... I'm basically doing some swishy swashy. Deburring. And I'm using no pressure there. And now the entire edge should be fucking perfect. It's shredding the dowel because it's so thin. I'm starting when I got my channel ready for seeking monetization. I'm starting a club membership on my channel. Basically $1 in money. Yeah, this part is fucking terrible. I think the person grounding this has lost this feeling and basically whoop. and put a half a millimeter low spot. Look how fucking even and perfect my edge is. It's not me on that side, which is more even than this side, which ain't, and that's my good side. So look here. Just checking. This hard material first to basically check if it catches a bird. That would have told me, most likely. Very slowly. That's insane. Up 1,000. It's yeah. Very slow now because I'm nearing the area. Let's check again the area. I've reached the entire edge. Oh look guys, that's gonna see that then. Is it edge flexing? Is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, buddy. Nice sharpening, buddy. Yeah, knife sharpening Norway, buddy. Yeah. So, yeah, lots of problems in a knife. I bet if you send this to a professional sharpener, $50 at least to get this sorted out. Just checking, this will be a long one because it takes time correcting the issues. Just checking, I got power on my phone. Washing my plate. And why are you suddenly thirsty? Holy fuck. This has never been thirsty before, but it's an Aniva, so it changes every time you're gonna use it. Of course it does. And it has warped slightly when drying too. Yeah, non-niva, non-niva, non-niva. Non-niva, 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 non-niva. Hoo 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 hoo. It's a love-hate relationship. Non-niva, I love not you. Oh, I touched the edge. I could feel just resting my hand, it wanted to sink in. So, yep. And now the fun and hate begins to polish. It won't look good because those low spots, again, if I'm grinding those out, I either need to move this, the shoulder of the Tsushima or Shinogi, basically up here. That, yeah, that's fun on a stone. And I need to take out a half a millimeter here. I can feel it. If you do this, you can feel it like a dump I'm literally stuck there. There it slides, same pressure, gets stuck, slides, gets stuck. I mean, but. It's not only, it's but. Na, 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 na. And now I need to be extremely careful. This is extremely sticky, so you don't want to lose your fingers. Be careful. And why the fuck is it so thirsty, guys? It's literally drinking water. And using half a kilo just to get it started. Doing on this way. And I always have, I know it's rude to call a man cute, but when Takeda is doing the hand-hold stone, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, he's meaning to say back and forth, but I love his accent. Then going the right. Oh, that's sticky. Look, if it sticks, do this. I'm mashing my knees into basically where I'm standing, and then it's body over. Tight control. Lock your body, lock your lower body, keeping your elbow tight. There. And now all my errors are showing. It's why so many like the coarser grits, because it's like, oh, it's gonna turn out good, and you go to a high grit stone and you're like, no, it didn't. Oh, the edges, but I don't care. It's a tool. The Tsushima looks freaking awesome. Can you see those? Probably some chunks of slurry on the wheel. So, it's a work in progress. It's really lightening up the pressure to 300, 400, 500 grams. And going really fast and short strokes. Trying to see if I can even it out. And trust me, this is a freaking workout doing all this by hand. If you don't think it is, and having control at the same time, yeah, try it. Ooh, that's pretty at the edge and shitty all other places, but I don't care. But it's literally meow where it needs to be. Oh fuck, it cut my pants leg just drying it. Look here where it's flat. And then where the low spot is. Look guys, you can't get that out without tools. If I had a buffer Also, look where I'm saying where it's dipped on the corner there. Look here. Holy hell. But I will keep it. That tip. It's thin. Also, I'm really watching the edge to keep the center steel balanced on the Matsubara. Even more work on the Matsubara. This is 4, 5, 6 times thicker than this part. So it's wabi masabi in the ass. Just getting the water all around. On this side it's flatter, so I'm starting with 300-400 grams. Remember, this isn't so much metal removal as it's scratch refinement. Don't do heavy work on fine stones, you will regret it. You can sometimes hear the edge touch. It's actually planing the slurry onto the edge because it's basically zero. I need to put a real koba on this when I'm done. Speed! I got Jeremy Clarkson in my head. Speed! Be careful, you can see it's lifting the stone with the stick edge. Trust me, if this happens and this, yeah, you need more than stitches. You probably need a new fucking hand. Be careful, have control. I don't care if you are new, do it this slow. And take 3 hours instead of being careless and cut yourself. This is extremely dangerous. This is some of the most dangerous work you can do on a knife. It's the same as with buffing wheels. It's exceedingly dangerous, this guys. I can't even explain how dangerous this is. You see the water is running up on the main bevel because it's basically zero ground. Can I actually... Yeah, can you see? See now. I can lift and create suction. So you need to respect what you're doing here and treat the stone and knife with respect. If it goes sideways, let it go sideways. It isn't worth offering your hand for this. You can fix the knife, but if you go sideways and basically need 10 to 20 stitches, yeah, you aren't sharpening after that much more. Some, holy hell, that tip is havocked from a factory. It's ridiculous to grind so uneven. That's why I always say to dealers, take it on the stone and let me know. Look, I'm nowhere near the tip up there. Look. It's basically hamaguri as fuck here, and I'm hitting a tiny stripe in the middle. So. This side is wonkier than, yeah. Holy hell, that's wonky. Oof. help doing this. Look, I'm supporting the knife by the tip back there. It should make contact. It's all tip work, guys. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Nope. Let's see, can I fix the rogue scratches? We're going extremely light. Trust me, with this suction going extremely light is, yeah, it's art form. Don't trick yourself to thinking stuff like this is easy. It ain't. It isn't rocket science or extremely hard, but it's a muscle skill you need to develop. Oh, it's not getting better there. Do I care? Nope. But that side looks bloody awful. Both sides look awful. Do I care? Nope. Trust me, this is gonna perform like a freaking yeah. Join the edge. Yes, I'm rocking a little. I make my edges hamaguri. I relax and let the edge blend and be whatever it wants to be. No, it sounds silly, but just flow with it and touch it and make it work. With those low spots, again, you need either to go to a belt grinder with a flat rotating wheel like 100 grit, or you just need to accept that you will lose some of the edge. You can't have everything. Yep. It's one side, it's pretty good here, as you see. Pretty decent, cloudy grey. Some rogue scratch there in a low spot. Huge low spot there from factory. Low spot in the edge and tire there, you can see that. Basically this part is like ground by a drunk monkey. Just getting it dry. Is that wet or? A way darker area in the steel. That seriously scares me. It's basically a black spot in the steel. Can you see? Isn't water. If I do this, it evaporates, so that ain't water. It's basically maybe ruined cladding. So let's Now I'm probably not gonna touch the edge before it goes onto a J-net. If this is good. Just do not over sharpen or stress it. The J. There. Again, I like to use something really thick. This is basically very, very thick. This will let me feel straight away if there's anything to really worry about. Isn't there? And that's extremely clean. Was there something at the point? Just my pants leg. Yeah, probably something stuck there. Actually gonna try my Pro 5K, which I should have left soaking because the last time it was extremely thirsty. So let's just give it some water. And let's see. Is it now thirsty? Yep, it's pretty thirsty as you'll see. See, I can lift the stone nearly using just 300-400 grams. This is just polishing. And again breaking down the shoulders on that edge. Oof. Managed to save myself. Sorry. Shouldn't take much hair at all. And it didn't. And now you can really see what's wrong and not. I hope it gets through in the camera. Just some dust. You can see there the low spot. You can see obviously the low spot there. Then it starts to clear out. Low spot there. Then let's do the other side. Did the black spot in the cladding go away? It looks like it. So that's fortunate. And you'll see it's creeping up on the edge even though my pressure is rolling back. And here can you see I'm a good half an inch from the edge. And the slurry is still running up on it. So, yeah. It's so near I ser all this now. Especially in the middle part here. Oops. It's got stuck and torqued on me. Could have actually shipped the edge there, but I didn't. I got the experience to know when to let the blade basically do its own thing and when to stop it. I know that sounds silly, but sometimes you need to let it stick and basically do its own thing, and sometimes you need to add a little muscle and correct it. And it's up to us sharpeners knowing where to basically correct it and where to just let it be. I can't correct that low spot. And they're so bad they are there, because this would have turned out absolutely gorgeous if this blade was well ground from Not a Drunk Monkey. And that's basically what the grinds in Japan are. They are like ground by drunks. I feel they are so uneven, there's no excuse for it. A tiny bit, this also extremely dangerous. Behind the shoulder, basically flat, and then just lifting half a degree, no pressure, basically flattening and removing the shoulder. Most knife geeks or person wouldn't even call it a shoulder or detect it, but I will. And these are my knives, and on the edge, to me, is where I put the most focus. Yep. Same, flat, then lifting like half a degree, just getting behind the very edge, removing that shoulder. don't overdo it here, because you will thin out that edge too much. Now I'm just gonna basically put the koban on something that actually got a little abrasive power, using no pressure. Probably at 17-18. And yes, it needs that. Stop with the idiot saying, "Oh, it's too high on the Japanese." You don't understand geometry, basic geometry on a knife, then shut up, basically. I highly doubt people are understanding what you're getting out of this knife. Come here and try it yourself. Then you're probably gonna have your jaw on the floor amazed. Look. This would most likely slice Rishla at this point pretty easy. You can even feel, and I know it sounds silly, but the balance is perfect at the back of the kanji. I'm gonna try the Iwatani. Yeah, maybe I'm just going to do both knives today if I reach for it. Let's see. Just getting clearly down. And look, he's still filming. Very soon down here. After this, I'm gonna do the Matsubara too. I hope that is better. It's extremely different from front to back, but I hope it will be better. Let's do this. No pressure. Little too motor, and now the Iwatani is releasing grains like crazy. Of course it is. The Iwatani, I should just get a refund from Maxime. It's piss poor. It's the grain machine. And you can hear I'm not putting pressure, guys. You can see it, I'm just relaxing. So grains. grains, grain. I think that's that. So let's see how this turns out. The edge is absolutely terrifying. You see it's cutting straight away. So you're saying not much pressure, maybe 200 grams. So very long, extremely gouging scratches there. So yeah, I can't use Divaton. It's basically a glorified door opener. So again, don't trust Maxime. I'm gonna show you. Holy hell. I hope you can see him. Can you see those glints? There. You can see there. Look at those deep scratches there. It's full of them, so yep, that's basically a glorified doorstop. Thank you, Maxime, for lying about your stones. Thank you. That's all I have to say. Let's see if this is grainy or not this day. It's last time it wasn't, so let's check today if it's grainy or not. Just watching if it's lost and then getting most water out. Great, actually. I'm gonna rinse the Magura. Again, using no pressure. Got an itch. And there's some grains. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm tired of bad quality in knives, in stones, in, yeah. And basically you get the saying, yeah, you expect that. No. Is quality dead? Is that basically what you're saying, that you can't expect quality in modern knife? It's like, I need to gather all the grains. It's literally like a sand beach. Now I'm actually unsure if it's the Nagura or if it's the kurosaki. It's what's it? Ah, did I touch the edge on the stone there? Jesus, that's grubby. You see it's wanting to stick. I'm moving the entire stone here actually, so be careful guys. Don't blame me if you cut yourself, okay? Using no pressure, just skating along. It's cutting, it's turning black. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. If you neglect and look apart from the low spots, which again isn't something I can do anything with. It would need seriously regrinding. Other than that, it's pretty decent. Which again is a statement to my sharpening skills. Look, you can't fix bad no matter how good you are, basically, if you haven't got the tools for it. It's like trying to drill metal, but the only thing you got is a plastic spoon. Are you getting where I'm getting at? If you haven't got the tools, you can't get the job done, and I haven't. Just a tight. Tiny rain. Again. One grain was all I'm feeling, so that's a huge plus. That click is basically releasing pressure. You see, I need to get some slurry under there, or oof, this is sticky. I'm actually gonna try something cheater trick. I remember to get into the hollow. Put it. Yeah. Cork. important to move the blade so it got stone contact, so you aren't touching it. I'm also gonna just take the glint. It's so shiny, this sushime. Basically removing the glinting part. This might help. Again, it's actually turning black. You're getting into those hard to reach areas. I'm not doing the entire blade, I'm just basically doing I'm doing the entire blade, but I'm not doing it perfect. And yes, you're cutting the cork. If your edge can't handle a cork, it won't handle food. I make my edges very durable. This kasumi is turning very good. But I got some rogue scratches from those parts I can't reach. You can use sandpaper to I like this. It's a more natural way of doing it. Just getting some water down there. And again, going over the kanji, the sushime, just getting the brightness down. It's basically turning the brightness down on your TV. This, I know probably many seem silly, but trust me. There. Let's see, did it have the effect I'm after, or did I fuck everything up? Definitely help. I actually need to just give it a quick little wash. Yes. So basically give me a clean knife. Washing my things so I don't get soap on my stone. There. Grabbing a clean towel. Yep, that actually worked on the sushime. Holy hell, that edge is thin. I can feel it wanting to bend nearly just doing this. I've actually gotten a little of the bad spots. Gotten a lot more cloudiness. Can you see? I can't reach where I can't reach, or else this would be 10 out of freaking 10, basically. You can see the edge is Perfect. Now I need to wash this to get so it isn't corked. Now I'm doing what I call trace. Basically, to me helps me stop getting a burr or tiny micro burr. Basically having a tiny amount of slurry. Just better it is also. That's enough. Now it's important, extremely important, that there's no rain and no pressure. Just the weight of the knife. You can hear it sing, that's how thin it is. Holy freaking. It's been a work in progress. We're at 2 hours work, and I've already put an hour into this nearly when I sharpen rounded the spine and shoil. So that's what I'm saying, 3-4 hours is usually needed to fix wabi-sabi. Imagine what that would cost you. If you're paying for the wabi-sabi mistakes. That, again, I often get pinging up here. I've gotten that when I sharpened it the first time. There isn't anything on the stone, so there's something seriously flawed. The knife here. I've sharpened hundreds, if not thousands, types of knives, so I know when something is up. It's wanting to stick on the edge too. Yeah, baby. If this isn't scarier for your life sharp now, it's... yeah. I can feel it. Oh yeah. It's wanting to rip and grip the denim in a good way. I'm just dropping one side in case there's a micro burr. That can sometimes help you. Micro burrs are something you can only see with high-powered loops or microscopes. There. Nail. Yeah. Can't put pressure on it at all. I'm scared. Yeah. Dear Heavenly Mother Maria. Yeah. Yeah. I think I nearly, did something naughty in my pants. In the good way. Sit in view down there, yep. Just sorry. Just put some dirt there. I want to clean up. There. Sorry. Going so slow I can manage. I'm just afraid this part will start to ship in the future if it's something wrong metallurgically, but it's, yeah, this is ridiculously sharp, guys. It's wet there, so because my finger is wet, let's try this. Yeah, I can basically do it pretty easy. I'm just gonna dry it off. Doing this behind the edge. This would be a pretty durable edge. It's probably 17, 18. Look, it's pretty beautiful where I've reached it. Isn't it? I think it is. Let me know. Be honest. I don't want liars on my channel. Tell me if it looks like crap. Tell me. Please. I don't want to... Yeah, don't spare my feelings. I like the rustic look. It's ridiculously good edged. Like freaking hell. Like I'm genuinely proud of that edge. Yep. Leaving it there to dry. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like. Bye.